in the chasm of religion.
Okay, right? Okay, Brother Love. So we keep coming back to religion and spirituality. I wrote down some notes on both of those words, and we might as well delve into that because that's where we were leading to after we asked you a few questions. So let me kind of read what I wrote down. I went to the dictionary and got some definitions. So I'm going to start with spirituality. The quality of being concerned with the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. Another point, the essence of being human. Inner life. It's more, spirituality deals more in the individual. Finding meaning and purpose in life. Transcendence. Existence or experience beyond the normal or physical level. And that has all to do with spirituality, sort of like like a individual thing. And then when you get into religion, the religion is the belief in and worship of a superhuman controlling power, especially a personal god or gods. And religious is more of a group organized thing that people come together and have religious tenets and supposedly follow them. I know that I'm going to get your take on it and Ray's take. I know that Christianity and Islam are two large religions that's practiced around the world. And I know they have Buddhism, they have a few others that
Hinduism.
Yeah. So now with Christianity, because of the tampering of it, I noticed that a lot of people say but don't do. You know, if you saying you're following a religious text and then you don't do, and then you have excuses and say that, oh, I can sin and then be forgiven for it. So these are like kind of confusing type of mixed messages to a lot of people and causes disarray. So I noticed that about Christianity. And even Muslims. I have Muslim buddies that say that they Muslim, but then you have offshoots and fractions of it. So it's a challenge dealing in religion and then religion versus spirituality. So Black Love, can you kind of talk about that? Religion and spirituality.
Absolutely. Now think about the part where you were just talking about where, and they both do the same thing, and we just focusing on the two main religions of Christianity and Islam. That characteristic that you described, say one thing, do the other, we have to think in terms of the attribute and the attribute of that. When you say you're going to do something and then you turn around and do the other thing, or you go where you can't nobody see you and do this, that, or the other, right? That has a spiritual connection in reference to the root of that particular religion or those religions. That's why I say we need to get back to spirituality, because here's my thing with spirituality. I would refer to spirituality as a direct connection and communion with the Most High Creator. Some people may call it a different term. Some people may say a name. You know what I'm saying? But for me, that's what spirituality is, and I think it requires great sacrifice in the way of the individual having an understanding of self-development. Now, on the spiritual side of the thing, you're going to self-develop. Your focus is going to be better and to be more spiritual, which means you want to perfect your communion with the Most High God, in meditation, through prayer, through however form a person uses, but you have to have a quiet time where you can exercise your thoughts and focus of the spiritual reality that is the Most High God. Now, the religious aspect, first of all, is the organization or ink, you know. That's a direct separation right there. Right from the start. Because then you're telling me I have to go through an organization of people in order to set up my institution of worshiping God? I mean, does that make sense to y'all when I say it that way?
Well,
yeah.
Let me say this.
You have to go through a group of people, you know, through the religious aspect.
Well, let me say this. I know that many people are in the following mode or need to be guided because they don't have the experience or the know-how, and they're always seeking. So I think in a sense, maybe religions can be used in order when you're looking for guidance. And then more spirituality is more so that you're looking to guide yourself, and you're doing your own thing. And I wanted to run something by you, Neely Fuller.
Okay.
Neely Fuller Jr. said that when it comes to religion, he want to know three things, and I want you to respond to this. First thing is, what's the name of your religion? Second thing is, what do your religion require you to do? And the third thing is, what do your religion require you to do when it comes to me and how you relate to me? So can you kind of relate to that, or speak on it?
Well, yeah, I can. I mean, you can. I mean, I know that within the religious interpretations of Christianity, for sure, I would have to be more pinpointed with Islam and be able to go and reference a story. But I know that in general that these religions adhere to the idea of the curse. Notice I said idea.
The curse, you talking about the curse of black people. Okay.
Yeah, many people adhere to that. You know, there's a time where they taught and trained people that, you know, everything was the reverse. You know, we were who we were, and then we were put in a whole nother condition on the exact opposite end. You know, and that story helped justify our position. You know, of course, that, you know, within Western culture.
Well,
you know.
Yeah, well, I kind of see where you're going with that. If you take the word of others and let them influence you to the point where you think that you're inferior, that's an issue in itself. I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. And if you're saying that, oh, this Bible is the storybook of you, and then you have people interpret it for you and tell you something to make you think a certain way, I think that's another sign of mind control. And it
helps you to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, basically, I think what you were about to say, if I can predict, it secures you in your subservient position.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Now, yeah, man, there's a few angles I can come from this, but look, it goes back to when you think in terms of the religion and some of the history of the religions. We have to remember, these religions were the enemies of our fathers.
Yes.
They both of them enslaved our fathers and our mothers.
Weaponized.
Yeah, so first of all, that's a problem. Because, okay, first of all, we have to know that's not from God to us.
Yeah, what, Ray, tell us what you say. What kind of God?
Yeah, because you wouldn't, because see, and then the story also within the grabbing deeper into the story, again, it helps justify, and it was even taught in the books, it helps justify putting you in slavery. Matter of fact, it tells you that.
Yeah. Hey, Iration.
Enemies of our fathers. That were underneath.
Iration.
Yes.
Okay, what were you saying the other day? What kind of God would put people in a certain position? Go ahead, Ray. Tell us about what you were saying the other day.
Oh, well, you can have a conversation with people and you say, well, man, look, these people are dropping bombs, killing innocent people, creating biological, chemical warfare to take people off the face of the planet. And the response you'll get, well, you know, they died because it was God's will. And I'm like, no. What kind of God would do something like that? That's the work of people. That's the evil of man. That's the reality.
Right.
I can't see no kind of God authorizing bombs to be dropped on people. Have people have scientific projects done on them.
Right.
That's the work of man.